My name is Stanley HF. I'm making this video from Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria. I have come to return all the glory to Elroy, the doer of wonders without numbers. This great Elroy. We are trusting God for the fruit of the womb. For over 8 years, we are believing God, trusting God for the fruit of the womb. And my wife had 5 miscarriages. And most times, those miscarriages happen always at 5 months, between 5 months, thereabouts, and sometimes in a way that you cannot understand. Despite all the good medical attention I was given, they keep happening. We cried to Elroy and asked Elroy to show us mercy, and Elroy had us. Elroy had us, and my wife became pregnant again, and we are praying that God should help us. And Elroy did it. We had our baby girl, and when the baby was born, the baby was not breathing very well. Her breathing was not too okay. And while my wife was still in the theater, the baby was out. You have to take the baby to the cable. At this point in time, I didn't know what was happening. She was still in the theater and we were in the cable with the baby. And after checking the baby, they have to put the baby immediately on oxygen because she wasn't breathing very well. And while the baby was in oxygen, if they tried to remove the oxygen from the baby, she started turning blue beginning from her legs. You see the legs begin to turn blue immediately. So they have to put her back on oxygen. On the second day of her bed, they did chest x-ray on her. Then after the chest x-ray, they referred us also that we should go and do ECG and echo. And when the result came out, the diagnosis came out that the baby had a synoptic congenital heart defect disease, atrial septal defect, patent ductus arteriosus with persistent pulmonary hypertension of the newborn, and invariably the doctor said the baby had 2 holes in her heart and all that. So that was how the journey started. And we said, God, not again, that after all these years we cannot start another journey of negativity. We keep on calling on Elroy. Then after about a month thereabout plus, we also have to go back again for a second echo. By the time we went for the second echo, the echo results still showed that those things were still there. The holes were still there in the heart. The doctor, they said they were giving her anti-failure drugs so that the heart does not fail. After some time again, we had another echo, which is the 3rd echo. In that 3rd echo result now, the consultant that saw the baby, of course, saw that those things were still there. And in fact, this time around now, what the diagnosis had that the patent ductus arteriosus was still there, and this time around with coarctation of the aorta, and also high probability of pulmonary hypertension again. And the doctor recommended that we should go and do surgery on the baby. And they said they refer her to cardiac catheterization and corrective cardiac interventional surgery for the baby, and gave us contacts of 2 hospitals that we should make contact with for the surgery. We made contact with those hospitals. One of them came back to us. They gave us a preliminary bill of about 16.8 million to do the surgery and all that. This hospital initially, when we contact with Nigeria, we begin to make contact with other hospitals in India. In our communication and interaction, they give us time again to redo the echo again before we proceed with any other action and all that. But in as much as we are doing what human being can do on that part, but we are still trusting God, trusting Elroy.
Stop using ChatGPT.
We don't want the baby to be cut. We don't want any surgery. What we want is that God should heal the baby. And as God may have it, on the 24th of July 2025, and that was the program of and the Most High showed up on the day for a Thursday, 44 minutes 44 seconds into the live stream. Pastor Jeery declared, I hear coarctation of the aorta.
I hear coarctation of the aorta. Coarctation of the aorta. If you are the one, put it on the live stream. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. I announce, let it be reversed.
And I shouted, Amen. The following day again, which is day 5 of the Most High showed up on the 25th, which is a Friday. And this time around, 56 minutes, 16 seconds into the live stream, Pastor Jeery also declared again, holes in the heart, holes in your heart, be reversed.
The holes in your heart, I announce, let it be reversed. Let it be reversed.
And I shouted, Amen. We now went for another review with the doctor. They did another echo. They did the echo, and we left the procedure room. And the doctor had to call back again that she come back. And they begin to scan the baby again, begin to do the echo over and over again. I said, what was the problem? And the doctor said, I cannot say anything to you now. And if I say anything to you, I will look like a kid. I can't say anything now. We allowed her to do her job and everything. And when the result came out, this time around, they said, there is no PDA, no hole in the heart. Where there was obstruction before, the coarctation of the aorta, They are no longer coarctation, no longer holding their hearts. A Roy showed up.
A Roy.
The holes are closed. No more coarctation of the aorta. That was how a Roy intervened and gave us a resounding testimony. Something that would have led to surgery. A Roy showed up. Here.
Yes, a miracle baby.
A miracle baby.
Jachima.
Miracle Stanley. God delivered her and healed her from patent ductus arteriosus and ASD. God has done great and mighty works. We dey pray.
He dey show.
What God cannot do does not exist.
Turn
all the glory to Elroy.
To Elroy.
We say, may the Elroy that has done it, his name be highly glorified. Pastor Jeery, may the oil on your head never go dry.
Yes.
God will continue to keep
bless
you
him
and
and his
bless you
generation.
in Jesus' mighty
Thank
name.
you. Amen.